Eh? And now. No! Hello guys, Nick here. Sorry for any loud noises. Windows open again. This is British summertime, and whilst it does rain every now and again, we have had hot days. Last week was very hot, save for possibly Friday, when it did rain. So yeah, lovely water. So yeah, sorry about the sketch. I know it wasn't so good, but I didn't really have much ideas for it, apart from the fact Scrat was going to be in the first one. So these sketches are probably not going to be the best ones. I don't even know what I'm going to do for the end one. You'll see it when it comes. I've got an idea, but it's probably not going to be great. Look at me, I'm downgrading my sketches before you've even seen them, or after you've just seen them. I'm even downgrading myself. So yeah, okay, Ice Age Collision Course, the 5th movie in the Ice Age film franchise. I think it's the only franchise aside from Rio to get sequels from the production company Blue Sky Animation. I think Ice Age and Rio are the only ones to get sequels to their original films. In Ice Age's case, we got 4 sequels to the first. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a second Charlie Brown film coming out at some point. I can't remember every single one, but I know Robots and Epic, I think, were Blue Sky. I'm not sure. I can't seem to remember any others aside from Rio. I'm not sure what else the Blue Sky is. Oh, and Charlie Brown. I'm not sure what else Blue Sky Studios have done recently. Done at all. Done. As well as this, yeah. So, I didn't see the 4th film, Continental Drift, but I've seen the first 3. Might have to rewatch the first. I've got the first 2 on DVD. Might rewatch those at some point. 3 is probably my favourite, but I don't know. Maybe 1 or 2 is the best. I'll probably rewatch those. Well, maybe 5 might even be the best. Ice Age Collision Course is I'm going to sum it up quite briefly. It's a fun movie. It's a fun movie. And it takes an idea that's already been done before, but takes it to a different area. This time it's Collision Course. 4th movie, it was Continental Drift. 3rd film, it was going under the earth to see the dinosaurs. 2nd film is The Meltdown. The 1st film was the first film. It starts it all. So, yeah. Unlike Secret Life of Pets, which takes a original idea but puts it in a generic film, this one does a story that's been done quite a bit, but it takes a new spin on it. So this time the characters are looking for a way to survive the asteroids coming to Earth, and there's a big giant one coming straight down on top of them. Excuse me. Yeah. So that's basically the plot. Summed up. They're also Buck from the 3rd film returns, and he's being pursued by 3 dinosaurs who are a bit annoyed with him for stopping them from stealing a dinosaur egg. Yeah. Then, and basically it's Buck who finds the prophecy. Meanwhile, there's a subplot going along about how Manny he's not really so keen on his daughter's. Hold on. Sorry about that. Tripod wasn't complete. One of the legs wasn't on the floor. It was on the Dalek, on a big Dalek. Yeah. So Manny is kind of. He's not really so keen on his new future son-in-law. He's like, it's a bit annoyed. Like, this isn't really the best guy for her. I don't know. And it's a bit. Excuse me. Okay. So yeah, Manny. He's just worried and a bit jealous. Doesn't really like the guy. Yeah, and another thing that comes up is that Peaches and what was his name? You'll probably see it you'll see it written up. Her fiance. They're wanting to move away as opposed to live next door to Manny and, damn it. Ellie. Next to Manny and Ellie. So that happens. And there's also, and then Buck finds a little pumpkin that he then begins to think is a child or a baby. There is a baby heard in the scene just before it happens, but he finds a pumpkin. Yeah. So yeah, there's quite a few. There's also quite a few characters in here, as well as the. Yeah, it's probably the regular characters from the past two films. I mean, we've got Diego's. Diego is back as his crush on Eddie, and Diego's partner. I'm going to say partner. I don't know if she's his wife yet. From the fourth movie, Peaches has grown up quite a bit, and I think her fiance has also grown up a bit. And and he was in the fourth movie. I'm not sure. It might have been another one, but I think it was probably this one because they're already in a relationship. Which begs the question: how come they didn't sort that plot problem? Sorry, that story out in the last film. Maybe it was probably because Manny was too busy away. And also Granny from the last film as well, in the fourth film. Despite not having seen it, I do know quite a bit because I did watch Mr. TARDIS 11 on Paget's review on the films. So I've watched those reviews before I've seen the fourth and fifth films. Also, most of the characters in this film really come along for the ride. They're just trying to save the day, but most of them don't really do much. I know Granny gets kidnapped once by the dinosaurs and then left, and then they have to look for her quickly, and then they find the crystal colony or whatever. Crush and Eddie are there for laughs, and to find some metallic, some stuff like the metallic rocks and all, and the electric frying and stuff. But most of them are there for the ride and later to help. There isn't really much to talk about the characters. They're pretty good. Most of them are just there, but they're pretty good. Some good character moments at the beginning. Have some great stuff during the end. It goes well across the film. Yeah, my favourite character is still Buck. Hold on, just have to fix my TARDIS. Yeah, Buck was my favourite character from the third film, and he remains so for the fifth film. I'd probably say he's my favourite character throughout the series. And it's Simon Pegg from Shaun of the Dead as the voice. Hopefully I might get to see Star Trek at the weekend or sometime soon, and that will have him in it as well. Also co-writing that film with another writer or another two writers. Apparently that's his Star Trek Beyond is the first time he's written for a non-comedy film a film that wasn't a comedy, like Shaun of the Dead, for example. Yeah. There isn't really much to say about the main characters. There are some new characters, like Brooke. I'm going to agree with Ollie. She's pretty beautiful. I wouldn't say she's hot, but she's pretty. The voice, that's Jessie J, the singer, doing the voice, and I don't know. I don't know if it fits the character. The character has an emotional relationship with Sid. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention him. There's a subplot where he's looking for a girlfriend, and the one at the beginning dumps him. That quite a funny moment. Excuse me. Yeah. So. Yeah, and there's also this llama meditator person, not like the one from Zootropolis when we get round to that one. Who's only in it briefly. This one's a bit more. And there's this really old... I've got monkey in my mind, but I'm not... No, it's a rabbit. Really old rabbit who takes a fancy to Granny. Well, I say he's really old when he doesn't look old until Sid accidentally demolishes part of the crystal wall because it's keeping them young. But when he accidentally does that whilst trying to get a ring for Brooke, after she asks him to be her mate, he accidentally knocks the wall down, and everyone who was young goes old. Later on, after saving the day, they are bathing, and then another piece of rock comes down to the pool, and it makes them all young again, including Granny, who, spoiler alert, stays behind with them. Brooke then later turns up at Peach's wedding to be with Sid, and she's young again. Oh yeah, and the dinosaurs help out with saving the day. One of them is, the dad wants his children to be like him. The daughter's very, very trying to please her dad, and usually succeeds, even if he doesn't notice much. And the son doesn't really want to do much. This reminds me a bit of a bit of the Last Airbender, not the film, the show. I haven't seen the show, but I've seen nostalgia critic videos on it, and I believe that in the show, the Avatar, the show Last Airbenders, I think it's the series, the first series, and then later the film. In that the Fire Lord wants his children to grow up to be like him or something, and his daughter does a lot of all this trying to please her father, but the son doesn't. He's just not really wanted to, and then he kind of goes out on his own and does stuff after being banished, I think. Yeah, I think he gets banished for failing a fight or something. Yeah, so it's a bit like in Avatar, where the daughter is more wanting to please the father than the son. So yeah, Avatar the show, not the film. That's James Cameron's. Okay, again, there's not really much to talk about. It looks pretty good. It's really good animation. Story's good. Characters are good. There's some not so great bits, but yeah, they've got great moments here and there, and yeah, it's pretty good. I don't think the subplot with Manny not really liking his new future son-in-law is good. I don't know. But then again, I don't think they had time in the last film to have sorted that out because Manny was away or something. I haven't seen the fourth one yet, so I could have, but I missed it. When it was being shown before the fifth one before I saw the fifth one, as well as a rewatch of the third, but missed it. And I think there was a DVD at Sainsbury's, but I didn't buy it. Didn't have any money on me. Yeah, so there wasn't really much to talk about. More subplots are okay, but they're not necessary, apart from possibly the dinosaur one. Yeah. Oh, and how could I forget Scrat? Of all the characters of the Ice Age films, who is the most recognisable? Scrat, that cheeky little scamp. Always after his acorn, always causing a mess. And in this case, he accidentally finds a spaceship. I'll just go with it. This isn't Kingdom. This isn't Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. This is a bit more logical, if going a bit far. And he goes out into space and causes the solar system to be built, as well as set the asteroids on the planet. It causes a lot of problems. He has some really funny moments, although when we do keep cutting away from the main action, and it is a bit distracting. Sometimes you feel like it could be done better or timed better. Although there are the bit where Buck says that they are about 6 minutes ahead of schedule, and then it cuts to Scrat causing a problem that then makes them 6 minutes behind schedule, so they lose 12 minutes or something. I would say about 12 minutes. Yeah, that was a good joke. How Scrat accidentally makes the team lose 12 minutes and go behind, and are 6 minutes behind instead of 6 minutes ahead. Yes. So, yeah, really good. I will say it's a good film. It's not great. The plot, I would say the side plots are pretty unnecessary, apart from the dinosaur one and Scrat's adventures at points. I think the moving away home is probably worse than the Manny not being so happy with his new son-in-law, because you need that even less. That's even less important. The other one was generic, but this one is less important. Although I do like the way Ellie tries to scare Peaches into staying home, and then Peaches just shows that she is capable of looking after herself and any children against anything in the wild away. That was funny. But apart from that scene, and a bit where Manny accidentally knocks son-in-law into the ice and water, that was quite funny. Yes. Ice Age 5 Collision Course, I'd probably say I don't know, I haven't seen the fourth one. I had to rewatch the other three, especially the first one, and probably the second one. I think 3's the one I've seen the most on television, though. But I would say this is a really good instalment. So whenever I decide to put it in the ranking of the series, including 4 when I see that one, yeah, it will be included. Ollie did say that the third movie felt like the end, and then we got the fourth one, and now this one. So this one doesn't really feel like the end of an era. I think like there's still maybe one more film to bookend the franchise. So maybe we've got 2 endings. The first three, and then we have some more adventures. So I don't know. Maybe the 6th or 7th one could be the bookend of the franchise. However they want to make within the next several years. I mean, we have been following this sort of a 3 to 4 year pattern of film releases. It's 2002 to 2006 for the first 2, then 6 to 9 for the second and third, 9 to 12 for the third and fourth, and then 2012 and 16 for the fourth and fifth. I think this one was supposed to be last year, but it got pushed back. Maybe because Charlie Brown was pushed back to the end of last year as opposed to sometime in 2014. But I think that was supposed to be when Rio 2 came out. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Rio 3 was next year. That will be a 3-year thingy. Or a Snoopy sequel. So, yeah. Ice Age 5 Collision Course, or just Ice Age Collision Course. It's a good movie. It's going to be really enjoyable. the younger viewers will probably be entertained. There's some really good moments, and again, there's also some funny moments from Simon Pegg, and well, actually, from Buck, there's a Professor Light, Buck. I think that's Pegg, and then there's another Buck person. Actually, one of the extra two Buck characters is Pegg again, and then there's another one that's the actual actor of that the man, I think it's supposed to be spoofing. I'm sorry, it's really loud outside. For the spoofing of actually does the actual voice of. And there's also a very funny ending with Scrat crashing onto Mars and wiping out life and destroying all the water. Yeah, if you heard those screams just outside, that's probably what the Martians would have thought when Scrat came near the planet. Yeah. So, Ice Age Collision Course. Good movie, entertaining, has its moments. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm trying to finish up and my neighbours are being noisy. As is the wildlife, if you can call birds wildlife. Well, in a town. Well, you could, but in a suburban area. Whatever. Yeah, so, in conclusion, Ice Age Collision Course is a good movie. It's a really good movie. Younger ones will be entertained. I know I enjoyed it more than Secret Life of Pets, which is strange because Secret Life of Pets was supposed to be new, but as I've already said, the time before didn't follow that time. It didn't go in that direction. Whilst Ice Age Collision Course takes an idea that's done before. They've done the Ice Age films 4 times by now. So they're taking these characters that you know, and some new ones, from whichever film they were introduced in, and taking them on a new adventure. Meeting these new characters who, hopefully, if they do make a 6th Ice Age, we'll probably see them again, hopefully. And maybe some more new characters. If Peaches does give birth to a child in that one, just like Ellie in the 3rd film to Peaches, that will probably be a new character, even though probably won't be a grown up. If they do a 7th one, it won't be grown up till he or she won't be grown up till then. So yeah, but still a really good movie, really good fun. Scrap bits are good, even though they can be distracting and sometimes out of place in the film, but they still work. The best one is obviously the one where he kind of contradicts Buck's comment about the timing. That and also the early stuff. If you've seen the first teaser, then you've probably seen the most of the opening of the film. Yeah, but it's still a really good opening anyway, and it's really funny, really good, and really entertaining. So yeah, I'm going to give Ice Age Collision Course, I was thinking of 7 out of 10, but it's either a 7 or an 8. 'Cause it's really entertaining and really good. I'm going to go... Ooh. Excuse me. Just as a tricky one, 7 or 8. Yeah. You know what? Screw it. I've got balls. Because I'm a guy. I'm going to go with my gut and go with 8 out of 10. Yeah, before I was going to give it a 7, but just thinking about it, I thought actually this one might possibly be okay as an 8. Yeah, just about. Slightly. Yeah, I'd probably keep it as an 8 for now. It would have been a 7, but it's okay as an 8. I don't think anyone's will worries, and to be honest, on the ranking, I don't think it's going to go too high. To be honest, it's actually going to be quite lower on the 2016 film ranking, unless there's worse to come from this year. But from the lineup that looks up, but from what I see, there's going to be some pretty good stuff later this year, even if I don't get to see it all at the cinema. Hopefully get to see some. August doesn't look as likely, but we'll see. So yeah, that's Ice Age Collision Course. Now, because I haven't seen a film at the cinema just yet, the next film to be reviewed will be Dad's Army. But given if I see, say, Jason Bourne on Thursday or Star Trek Beyond at the weekend, they or both, one or both of those reviews, if I see them, will come after Dad's Army and before the Zootropolis, if I see them. Hopefully I'll be able to see a film in about 2 weeks' time, so I'll be able to do a review on that after the review that comes beforehand. It'll probably be Zootropolis by then if I see the other two films I mentioned, and if not, Batman v Superman, or the last one of the catch-ups, X-Men Apocalypse. Yeah, so there's really only about four 2016 films that I need to review before we've all caught up, and that's, as I've already mentioned, probably in the Deadpool review, and then it's just whatever comes next. Yeah, so after the X-Men Apocalypse, unless I've already seen something just after that, just before I review that film, there probably will be a next time. So yeah, so tune in next time where I review Dad's Army. I hope to be one in the future. A dad, not an army. I'll see you guys another time. Bye. Well, hey! Well, hey! Dad Bro, how's it going? Hey, how about a high five? Dad Bro? Come on, don't leave me hanging. Come on. Ah, come on. Ugh. What are you going to do if anybody tries to attack you? I mean, if you're away from home, you could have some kind of wild beast come after you, and you've got your baby crying, and it's upset, and you have to tend to it. Whilst all these creatures come out and try to attack you and eat you and your children. So what are you going to do? How are you going to defend yourself against your problem and sort out your problems and defend yourself against these creatures when you're away from home? Okay, I guess that works.